जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुनतीरावनचारि। यमुनतीरावनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन। यमुनतीरावनचारि। यमुनतीरावनचारि। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम। जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम। जय राधा श्याम राधे। जय राधा श्याम राधे। जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय। जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय। जय 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 प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सिद्ध श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सिद्ध श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. Today we discuss Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, text number 27 and 28. I read the sloka, you can read after me. Sparśān kṛtvā bahir bāhyāṁś cakṣuś bhruvoḥ prāṇāpānau samau kṛtvā nāsābhyantara-cāriṇau yatendriya-mano-buddhir munir mokṣa-parāyaṇaḥ vigatecchā-bhaya-krodho sadā mukta sparśān kṛtvā bahir bāhyāṁś cakṣuś bhruvoḥ prāṇāpānau samau kṛtvā nāsābhyantara-cāriṇau yatendriya-mano-buddhir munir mokṣa-parāyaṇaḥ vigatecchā-bhaya-krodho sadā mukta. So this is the text 27 and 28. Prabhupada gives word-to-word meaning and translation and purport. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sparśān, sense objects such as sound. Kṛtvā, keeping. Bahir, external. bāhyāṁś, unnecessary. Cakṣuś, eyes. Ca, also. Eva, certainly. Antare, between. Bhruvoḥ, the eyebrows. prāṇāpānau, up and down moving air. Samau, in suspension. kṛtvā, keeping. nāsābhyantara, within the nostrils. cāriṇau, blowing. Yata, control. Indriya, senses. Manaha, mind. Buddhihi, intelligence. Munihi, the transcendentalists. Moksha, for liberation. Parāyaṇaḥ, being destined. Vigata, having discarded. Ichcha, wishes. Bāhyā, fear. Bhaya, fear. Krodha, anger. Yah, one who. Sadā, always. Mukta, liberated. Eva, certainly. Saha, he is. Translation. Shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between two eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind and senses and intelligence. The transcendentalists aiming at liberation, becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. Purport. Being engaged in Krishna consciousness, one can immediately understand one's spiritual identity and then one can understand the Supreme Lord by means of devotional service. When one is well situated in devotional service, one comes to the transcendental position, qualified to feel the presence of the Lord in the sphere of one's activity. This particular position is called liberation in the Supreme. After explaining the above principle of liberation in the Supreme, the Lord gives instruction to Arjuna as to how one can become to that position by the practice of mysticism or yoga known as Ashtanga Yoga, which is divisible into eightfold procedure called Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. In the 6th chapter, the subject of yoga is explicitly detailed, and at the end of the 5th, it is only preliminary explained. One has to drive out the sense objects such as sound, touch, form, taste, and smell by the pratyahara process in yoga, and then keep the vision of the eyes between the two eyebrows and concentrate on the tip of the nose with half-closed lids. There is no benefit in closing the eyes altogether because then there is every chance of falling asleep. Nor is there benefit in opening the eyes completely because then there is hazard of being attracted by sense objects. The breathing movement is restricted within the nostrils by neutralizing the up-moving and down-moving air within the body. By practice of such yoga, one is able to gain control over the senses, refrain from outward sense objects, and thus prepare oneself for liberation in the Supreme. This yoga process helps one to become free from all kinds of fear and anger, and thus feel the presence of the soul in the transcendental situation. In other words, Krishna consciousness is the easiest process of executing yoga principles. This will be thoroughly explained in the next chapter. A Krishna conscious person, however, being always engaged in devotional service, doesn't risk losing his senses to some other engagement. This is a better way of controlling the senses than the Ashtanga Yoga. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya-Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Uttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Rajana Raghunathan Vetam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Guru Gauranga ki Jai. So today we have a description about the yoga process, which is the introduction to yoga. It is only introduction being given by Krishna. The details will follow in chapter 6. And we will understand the difficulties actually in following this yoga process for getting the liberation. Any school of spiritual knowledge, actually they try to liberate. They give the knowledge for liberation. So one of the processes which some people follow is that you practice the Ashtanga Yoga and come out of the greed, anger, and the controlling of the senses through the Ashtanga Yoga, then the liberation is possible. Then it is possible. Yeah, to some extent, Krishna says, yes, that is true. He should be situated in that stage as described in this sloka, continuously in that stage, then there is possibility for liberation. Otherwise not. We should just understand what actually the 8 siddhis and the 8 Ashtanga Yoga, which are generally described in the Shastras. The 8 siddhis, anima, mahima, lagima, prapti, pratyak, prakamya, then ishitva, and then garima. These siddhis are possible by the continuous process of doing the austerities and gaining the powers. The powers. There is power in each siddhi. For example, anima. Anima means the ability to become smaller and smaller and smallest, reducing one's body to the size of an atom, or even smaller than that, even becoming invisible. So anima is the siddhi which is obtained in order to become small, 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 or become totally invisible. Then mahima is there, the ability to become infinitely large. It is opposite of anima. Very big, very, very big, infinitely large. Expanding one's body infinitely large size to an infinitely large size. This is mahima. Then we have lagima. Lagima. Lagima is the ability to become weightless, lighter than air. Practicing day and night, controlling so many things, performing austerities, these siddhis are possible. Lagima means becoming weightless, lighter than the air. Then prapti, the ability to instantaneously travel anywhere at will. Prapti means going anywhere instantaneously. The moment you think of going to America, you are there. This is prapti. This is the siddhi. It looks very nice, very attractive. Oh, you can go anywhere by getting this siddhi as a result of the austerities. Yes, you get this prapti, the ability to instantaneously travel anywhere at will. Be there anywhere you wish. Then prakamya is there, the ability to achieve or realize whatever one desires. Whatever you desire, you will get it. That is prakamya. This prakamya siddhi. This is the 5th siddhi. Then ishitva is there, the ability to control the nature, individual, that is lording over, supremacy over the nature, ability to force the influence upon anyone. You want to force your thinking on somebody, you want to control somebody, then this ishitva is there. This siddhi will make anybody to control the others, individuals, even the nature. Then the seventh one is vashitva. Vashitva is the ability to control all material elements or natural forces. The natural forces can be controlled by getting this particular siddhi, vashitva. Then the eighth one is garima. Garima means the ability to become infinitely heavy and immovable by anyone or by anybody, anything. By anything becomes immovable. He is so heavy, he is heavier than the biggest mountain. Nobody can move him. Garima. That is the opposite of lagima. Anima is becoming smaller, mahima is becoming very big, lagima is becoming very light, garima is becoming very heavy, prapti is traveling anywhere in the universe, anywhere one wishes. Prakamya is ability to realize one's desires, whatever desires he gets. And vishitva means the ability to control the nature. Vashitva people don't understand. Jatasya hi dhruva mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. One having taken birth will have to leave this body. He will have to die one day or the other. And after the death, it is very certain to get another body. Body after body, this goes on. So what is the use? Unless the next body is such a body that you will not get another body. That is the transcendental body, which is obtainable, which can be obtained only by reaching Vaikuntha Dhama or Goloka Vrindavan Dhama. That is after the liberation, coming out of this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, Janma Mrityu cycle, birth and death cycle. Then similarly, there are different Ashtanga Yoga, different yoga systems. They are Ashtanga Yoga, like Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. These 8 actually make one person to come to the ultimate yoga, samadhi, and then he can be liberated. The Yama, these 8 samadhi, Ashtanga yoga systems which lead to samadhi, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi, they ultimately reach. So in Yama, we have Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, non-possessiveness, chastity, Brahmacharya, non-stealing, Asetya, Satya, truthfulness, Ahimsa, non-violence. These are Yama, the things to be followed. And then Niyama are the things which are to be maintained. Shuddha, Santosha, Tapasa, Swadhyayana, like this, the rules are explained. Then the asanas, various asanas. There are 84 asanas as given in various scriptures, various books. The Hatha Yoga Pradiptika gives the 84 different types of asanas which are actually taught by Shiva, they say, and they practice different types of actually the what is called gymnastic exercises. And then the other yogas are pranayama, the control of breath. Pranayama. Prana is, in Sanskrit, it is breathe, and ayama. Ayama means the restraining. Ayama. Ayama is restraining it. That is controlling the breath. So controlling the breath, one can uh, practice this to achieve total control over the breath. He can breathe or he doesn't breathe for several minutes. Then pratyahara is drawing one's awareness within one's own awareness. It is a step of self-extraction and abstraction. They will be consciously closing one's eyes to the sensory world. He doesn't want to take any notice of these sense objects by practicing this pratyahara. Then dharana is actually concentrating on one point. So this actually they try to concentrate from a particular object which he keeps in his mind and try to achieve it without any sort of deviation, the total concentration. If he concentrates on the God, he will achieve this. So this is dharana. He comes to the stage that he will be holding total his mind concentration totally on one point of mind. Then comes the dhyana, meditation. Then the meditation. Meditation is contemplation, profound abstract meditation. Meditation, just like sitting beside the Ganges and then continuously meditating upon what you want to achieve. Then this samadhi. Samadhi is putting all together, joining and combining with union. It is a union. The person in the samadhi thinks that he is literally, he is infused with the thought of the object, or if he is in spiritual state, he is so much absorbed in whatever he is actually contemplating upon, losing the sense of his own identity. Losing his own identity, he will become one with that what he is actually doing. That is the samadhi. So with these are all exercises or the gymnastic things, and like the samadhi, going into samadhi, we have to step by step achieve all this and get it. So Krishna describes this in the next chapter, 6th chapter, and after listening to this and the rules and regulations of controlling the mind, as we see in the 6th chapter, Arjuna says, "Oh Krishna, it is very difficult." 6:33-34, chapter 6, text number 33 and 34, Arjuna explains that it is not possible for any human being because controlling the mind is very, very difficult, more than controlling the air. So Krishna, please, I don't know what you are describing. The yoga system is impractical, not so easy for any human being. Krishna smiles and says, yes, but it is possible with detachment and practice. So Krishna further explains that it is possible by practice and total detachment, which he had already emphasized in chapter 15, which he emphasizes in chapter 15. We have heard during the previous week all this. So these siddhis, those who possess these siddhis, they do some sort of magic, some mystic powers. Yes, they possess, they exhibit. The innocent people who don't understand the real concept of God, they think that this man has become God. He possesses some powers and he is the God. They start worshipping him. And some people think that, yes, this is the result. I should have more and more people worshipping me. What is the use? Brahma, when Hiranyakashipu approached him for getting the benediction, Brahma says, you see, you have performed thousands of years of austerity. I can understand. I'm seeing. Thousands of years you have performed the meditation, austerity on me to please me. What you are asking, that you should become Amara, be without any death, deathless, eternal, that is not possible. I am myself going to die. Maybe my life is very long. Brahma says, my life may be very long, but I am going to die. And how can I give you that benediction that you will be eternal, you will not die anytime? So, after obtaining all this, one day or the other, the person has to leave his body. We have seen so many Babas who had shown mystic powers. Ultimately, they have left this world. And that's all God, all powers, everything, whatever he possesses. What is the use of that? And suppose somebody says, yes, by this process we are going to achieve liberation. It is very, 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 very difficult task, because the senses are so strong and the mind is so, in particularly in Kali Yuga, mind is so restless. But Krishna gives the clue at the end that by doing the devotional service, you will achieve everything. At the end of the chapter 8, in 8:28, Krishna says that. And we can see the great devotees, they actually, where Krishna says, the Supreme Lord says, they are the people who are controlling me. I don't have any sort of freedom. Krishna doesn't have freedom. This is surprising. We take the example, the very famous example in Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 4 of Canto 9, Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish, the king Ambarish, was a very great devotee, using all his senses in the service of Krishna, in the service of the Supreme Lord. And he was such a great devotee. And one day, after performing austerities of fasting, he was about to break the fast by taking the prasadam. Bhoga has already been arranged. All things have been offered to Krishna. And all Brahmanas, the king says, all of you, please be kindly have start prasadam. Then this man arrives. This Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni arrives, and Durvasa Muni says, I will wait for some time. I will go and take bath and come back. So then I will take the prasadam. As a customary, you have to wait for the guests. Only after the guest takes the prasadam, then you can take. It's not that we finish off everything and the guest will be waiting. No. We offer to the guests, and then after the guests finish, then we take. That is the rule. So Ambarish Maharaj was waiting and waiting. The time was over, getting over, almost over, for the breaking of the fast. In order to get the result of the fasting, he has to break the fast. So as per his senior pandits of his kingdom, he it takes little bit of water and breaks the fast. Then Durvasa Muni comes and he becomes so angry. He from his hair he produces a very big demon and he says, "Oh, you go and kill this Ambarish. This fellow has insulted me. He had taken water before I arrived. He has insulted me in front of all my disciples. He doesn't deserve to be the king. Kill him." Ambarish Maharaj was just praying to Krishna as usual, any moment. He is undisturbed. He was praying. Then the demon was killed by the Sudarshana appearing. Sudarshana appeared, Sudarshana Chakra, the disc of Vishnu, appeared and killed the big demon and then started following Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni says, "Oh, this is coming after me. It wants to kill me. Oh my God." He runs to Brahma and tells him. Brahma says, "No, I can't help you." Then Shiva says, "No, I can't help you. You go to Vishnu, only he can help you." He goes to Vishnu. And you see, he is able to take the darshan of the Supreme Lord. And probably that's why he says with humility, 9.4.62. You see what actually Durvasa Muni is saying. I will just read, you can hear. Ajanata te paramana bhava katam mayagha bhavata priyanam videhi tastya pachitam vidhata mrucheta yannam yudite narakopi. O Lord, O Supreme Controller, without knowledge of your unlimited prowess, I have offended your most dear devotee. So he is realizing, he is just surrendering to the Lord and says, "Oh Lord, I have offended your dear most devotee. Very kindly save me from the reaction of this offense. Kindly save me from this reaction of this offense. This thing has happened. You can do everything. For even if a person is fit for going to the hell, you can deliver him simply by awakening within his heart the holy name of your Lordship." You see how nicely Durvasa Muni is telling. By listening to this, actually, anybody will become so happy. Your devotee I have offended, and you are the person who can save from this offense, and I have done this. So you can even stop anybody going to the hell by simply awakening within his heart the holy name of your Lordship. By awakening your own name in the heart of the person, you can deliver him. You can remove him. Instead of going to the hell, you can put him anywhere in Vaikuntha also. So you have such powers. Kindly save me. Durvasa Muni is praying to Vishnu Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then what Supreme Personality of Godhead says is very, very interesting. Supreme Personality of Godhead says, "Aham bhakta paradino. Aham bhakta paradino hi aswatantya iva dvija." The Supreme Personality of Godhead said to the Brahmana, "I am completely under the control of my devotees. I am not independent." Supreme Personality of Godhead is saying, "I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent." He emphasizes, because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires. I sit only within the course in their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotee are very dear to me. This is the translation of 9.4.63 of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, this is the power of devotional service. By achieving these mystic powers, he will not come to this level of devotee of Krishna, devotee of the Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord himself says, I am, what to speak of my devotee, even those who are devotees of the devotee are very dear to me. So this what actually. That's why in 828, chapter 8, 28 text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, Vedeshu yagneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service will get everything. Studying of Vedas will get all the results, like studying the Vedas, performing austerities, giving charity, pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities, Vedeshu, Yagneshu, Tapassu, Chaiva, Daneshu, Yat Punya, whatever the good benefits, results of these, he will get. Who is that? He is the one who performs the devotional service. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all this. Not only that, Krishna says, not only that, he will attain the supreme eternal abode. Vedeshu yagneshu tapastu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pratishtam atyeti tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanam upeti chadyam. He will come back to the eternal abode, his home, back to Godhead. So he will achieve everything. All the results are obtained by performing the devotional service, which is blissfully performed, which is not, there is no difficulty in that. But our mind is restless. We are after material desires. If we are after material desires, we cannot achieve Krishna. We should be fully surrendered. Only when we are surrendered to Krishna, then the devotional service is possible. The pure devotional service, anyabhilashita shunyam, without any personal interest, without any personal wishes. Every wish is for Krishna. Anya abhilashita shunyam. Any other wish, any other result of the work, fruitiveness is zero. This concept, once we understand, we can perform really the service to the Lord, and then we can get liberated very, very blissfully, because all the work is done for Krishna. Even suppose you don't get liberation also, if you are working for Krishna, that's a great pleasure. Krishna is happy, you are happy. You are happy because Krishna is happy. Not that you want to be happy. No, I want to be happy because Krishna is pleased. This concept. Once Gautam Buddha was asking for the alms. He was asking for, okay, anybody wants to give me some sort of charity. They all can give me today, please. So the day has been announced, and all the people, one by one, they come and give charity to Buddha. The great king, Ashoka's son, he comes, the great prince. So he comes and he gives huge wealth. Then many big business people, they come and give a lot of huge ornaments, gold. And Buddha says, okay, keep it here, keep it here, keep it here. He just looks at them and says, okay, keep it here, keep it here, keep it here. He takes them like that. They were all offering like that. Then one old lady, she comes running, I want to give this to Buddha. Then when her turn comes, she takes out half-eaten pomegranate. That too, it is half. It is apparent that somebody has eaten it with the touch, you can see. That she comes to Buddha and she says, "Oh Buddha, oh Master, I understood that you are asking for charity, and the moment I came to know, I came running, and I have only this. Kindly accept it." When she said this, the Gautam Buddha stands up, goes to her, and takes with both the hands and takes it and keeps it. The Ajatashatru, Ashoka's son, the great king, the emperor Ashoka's son, Ajatashatru, who gave huge donation to Buddha, and all the big people, all the big businessmen, they were all standing around Buddha and they were watching. This old lady, she came with eaten pomegranate, and she says she was eating this pomegranate and she came to know that Buddha is asking for the charity, and she came running with that pomegranate and she is offering. And Buddha gets up from his platform, goes to her and takes with both the hands, folded hands, he takes it with his both the hands with so much of respect. They became restless and asked, "Oh Master, we have offered so much of wealth, so much of thing to you. You never even extended your hand. You just asked us to keep it here. Whereas, what is this?" Buddha says, "You see, what you have given to me is only a fraction, a small fraction of what you have. Whereas this old woman, whatever she has, she came with her sincere heart and offered to me. That is the difference." That is how actually things happen. What you have, you try to keep it with you, thinking that Krishna doesn't know. And you want to offer, oh Krishna, yeah, I can offer this. Krishna knows how much you have. How much you have, Krishna very well knows. And that is not a full surrender. That is only show. So we should come out that of that sort of feeling that I should keep it for myself. I want that greed. Once we are coming out of the greed, then we can slowly become pure devotees. Once a king was approached by a farmer, a poor farmer. Poor farmer says, "Oh king, I don't have land, I don't have money, kindly help me. I don't have land at all." The king says, "This fellow, I know he has got a small piece of land, but he comes and says he doesn't have land and he wants more land. So, okay, let him take this." So he says, "Oh farmer, come tomorrow in the morning at the time of sunrise. You go as much distance as possible and cover as much distance as possible. Come back by evening. Whatever you are covering, that area belongs to you. Remember, you start in the morning after the sunrise, come before the sunset." The farmer feels very happy. Yes, the whole night he doesn't sleep. In the morning, the moment sun rises, he says, "Sun has risen, so I am here." Yes, he starts running. So behind him, they are putting the border. This fellow is running. He looks back and says, oh, all this area is going to be mine. Runs. I should get more. I should get all this land. I should be a small king, or I should be the king. He was thinking. He was running. Looks at the sun on the head. Oh, only this much time. I can run some more. And while coming back, I will run fast. Running. And they are putting the border, and looks back. One dog was entering into that border. He shouts at the dog, oh, this is my land, you are coming. He runs. He was thinking, all this area is mine. Running. And looks at the sun. The sun from noon to slowly afternoon. Slowly it is becoming almost like 3 o'clock. This fellow looks, oh yes, I have come a long distance. Now I will go back running very fast. This fellow was running right from the morning, and he thinks the distance which he had traveled, he can go back within a few hours, within a couple of hours. No. Then he started running back. Now he could understand the sun is going down. Oh, before sunrise, before sunset, I should be there back. Otherwise, I will be losing. Oh my God, I came such a long distance. I should run fast. He is running fast, running. And he falls down, breaking his head, and instantly he dies. He didn't even reach half of the distance he covered. The king observes this and he says, this fellow was greedy. And this is the fate of the greedy person. So if we are after the sense gratification, we become blind to Krishna. We totally forget Krishna. We want to enjoy. This leads us only to misery. One life after the life, same thing gets repeated. Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. These activities. The life and death cycle continues forever. On its own, it is not going to break down. If somebody thinks the cycle is going on, okay, one day this cycle will break on itself. No, cycle won't break. It is a continuous cycle which is going on. So we have to be extremely clear that unless we surrender to Krishna by achieving these small material gains or the Ashtanga siddhis, it is of no use. In Krishna consciousness, any devotional service when we are performing, it will give everything as explained in Bhagavad Gita itself. So it is, as it is very blissfully, very happily performed, chanting and singing and eating very nice prasadam, all are very happy in Krishna consciousness. Practicing Krishna consciousness is very easy and blissful. Whereas the practicing the Ashtanga yoga, it is very, very difficult and impractical to come out of the sense gratification or reaching anywhere near to Krishna consciousness. So it is intelligent. It is intelligence to practice Krishna consciousness than practicing Ashtanga yoga or this yoga, that yoga, which is very difficult and which is tedious, which only gives ultimately, which will not give the result of coming out of the Janma Mrityu cycle, getting the liberation. At this, I think I stop here, and then I request for the valuable questions from your side, whatever you want to ask me or make any comments. Kindly make comments, just ask me questions.
Thank you, Prabhu. Does
Hare
anyone have any comments or questions? You can unmute if you want to say something, make a comment or a question. David, you are unmuting. Do you want to say something?
Hare Krishna.
I think he's just playing with the mute.
Okay. Okay, if you don't have any, yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.